to the Good Morning Show right here on WBLK 1230 AM. I am Will Sutton. I am blessed that the Lord woke me up and gave me another day, planted my feet on the floor, and got me over to this Black Talk radio station. And with me is Ro Brown.
Good morning. Good morning. Can't say my own name.
No,
Come on,
I
man.
know that. No. I was just looking for reactions.
Can't say my
Just
own name.
because I was about to go into one of my announcer things, that I've been practicing. But
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A deeper voice or
yeah,
something? Deeper than it already is?
And
Yeah.
up next is Ro
my.
Brown.
Oh, no.
No, not good, huh?
No. Not that you were bad, but you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here. I'm glad to be here. You don't have to go through all that.
Oh, boy. Well, what the weather morning. We're in the 60s, but I understand it's going to hit at least 80.
Yeah, that's what they, I like it. Weather was gorgeous over the weekend.
Man, was it gorgeous.
I felt guilty that I stayed in all weekend and watched basketball and other things.
Well, I mean, there was a lot going on inside and outside, but particularly inside. And you say you watched basketball.
Yeah.
There were...
First time I've ever done that, by the way.
No way.
No, it's the first time I've ever, no.
Not the first time you've seen basketball.
No, but it's the first time I've ever, sat in my house and watched basketball for several hours. In succession.
Okay.
In succession.
Yeah.
Because I'd be some places where people go, "Wow, man, you're not watching the game?" No, I'm out here.
Yeah, right.
I'm here. This is the first time that I've,
Yeah.
I didn't even do that when I was working.
Yeah, well,
every day.
That's a whole different thing.
When I was working every day, I didn't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's true. That's true. Gotta get some live updates, do the stand-up, do the package, and get on to the next thing.
Or in the case of at that particular time, I was covering a team in NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
in
right.
like Hartford, Connecticut, or Birmingham, Alabama, or wherever.
Yeah.
Regionals were.
I get it.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Think you could do it again?
Yeah. That was.
You think you could do it again?
That was a good part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. It was fun.
All right.
It was fun.
Right. Well, in a minute, I want you to tell us about what you saw.
Okay.
And because there's some excitement already in the NCAA, looks like to me.
Lots of it.
So, but I want to make sure that you all know that coming up soon, we'll have John Zimmerman and James Finn, reporters for the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com, and they were in the courtroom for 3 weeks as the Slammer trial got underway, as the jury was picked, as the judge, Vitter, started things up, and each day until the verdict was rendered on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, what a verdict. Guilty, 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 guilty. I think I got it right. Close to that.
How many?
10 counts.
10. Okay.
Yeah. For the two attorneys and their law firms. Yeah. So there was one person who...
And their law firms.
Yes. And so we'll talk to Finn and Zimmerman about what does that mean?
Yeah.
Really. So, the law firms and the individuals were guilty. And there was one woman who was found guilty, but not of conspiracy. She was found guilty of lying to the FBI.
That's a no-go.
No.
That's a no-go.
She was very happy.
Unless you're...
But I think her lawyer must not have told her what that means. Because that is a problem.
lying to
the FBI.
lying to the federal government of some type. That's a no-no.
Yep. I guess only one man.
Unless you're in the Trump
I was
administration.
going to say, I guess only one man can say it's okay. And which times it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
not that it is okay.
Let's just say it, unless you're in the Trump administration, you can do it.
Right. Absolutely. And we'll be getting back to this, but we started seeing longer lines this past few days at the Louis Armstrong International Airport, and we got some help yesterday. So we got help at the airport.
Kind of help.
So how many of you going to the airport want shorter lines? Would you prefer shorter lines, or you prefer?
I do.
Or would you prefer to stay in line? I'm not kidding. An hour and a half to 3 hours because there are so few agents. Or would you like help?
I want help.
Yeah. Okay. So what the president has done is identified 14 cities, airports, where there can be help. So not all the airports. So ICE is back on the case in New Orleans. ICE.
New Orleans is one of those 14 airports.
Yes, sir.
No, you think?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our governor said he would welcome the opportunity to put the Louisiana National Guard to work at the airport. But the president had something different in mind. And so we've got ICE agents at the airport.
Okay, what would the Guard have done? How would they have made it?
They would probably have done some of the same kinds of things, but
Like
you know,
what?
they have different duties, so there's certain things they couldn't do. And of course, until recently, ICE agents had different things they were supposed to do and couldn't do. But
And this wasn't. This wouldn't have been one of them.
Yeah. And so you want that kind of help?
Yeah, but I mean, what other same thing? I mean, the Guard or ICE? I mean, what are they going to do? Are they going to do the TSA workers' jobs?
Well, yes.
No, they're not.
Well, I mean, they're going to be a part of ushering people through.
Yeah. Okay.
There's going to use the familiar phrase manpower. There'll be more manpower, more people power there because how many weeks would you want to go by without getting paid? You miss that first check, and it's like.
So if you look a certain way,
soon.
so what this means is if you look a certain way, if you have a certain kind of name, you will be pulled aside.
Oh, there you go. Conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theorists.
You will be pulled aside.
You look at the ICE agents as kind gentlemen and gentle ladies who are just there to assist.
So they're going to do what these people have been trained to do. And they have not been trained to do.
They've been trained to do something else, and apparently they've been disregarding those guidelines.
Yeah.
And now, it's going to be like a might be like a rodeo or
they're gonna make
a pen.
In other words,
horses.
In other words, they're going to
see you.
They're going to make the lines move faster. Just like they made the people in Minneapolis safer.
Correct.
Okay.
And since they have ICE duties, who knows? They might see someone and say, "May I talk to you, sir?"
Well, yeah, that's the people who's talking about with those names.
That's
and
right. That's right.
And that look. And
yeah. Yep. So
yeah, that's all it is.
Looks like we're getting help.
Which
but
will
probably not the kind of help you had in mind, Ro.
Hey, okay, yeah, and of course this will speed things up.
It should speed things up, but hopefully they will stay in line, keep themselves in order. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Okay. Well, that's some of that news, and it's time for us to take a break. And after we come back. Oh, Ro, you watched hours and hours of basketball, and I watched clips and a lot of stuff going on already. Already. How about that South Carolina women's team? Woo! Well, that's just one, and there's more. All right, you're listening to WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good Monday morning. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. ICE agents are now at the airport assisting TSA in New Orleans. Travel chaos continuing at Armstrong International Airport. Travelers are once again being faced with long TSA wait lines. This all linked to the partial shutdown from the government, as many TSA workers who have not gotten paid during the shutdown are not showing up to work. A man is recovering in the hospital after being shot. New Orleans police tell us the shooting happened in Algiers on Socrates Street and Brooklyn Avenue this morning. No other details have been released so far. Also, police are investigating a deadly crash that took the life of a woman downtown. Police say this happened around 10 p.m. on Saturday on I-10 West, just before the Franklin Avenue exit. Police say a motorcyclist, a Kia, and a Chevy truck were all driving towards the Franklin Avenue exit. The motorcyclist slowed down due to traffic and was struck by the Kia. The Chevy truck then struck the Kia in the back, and the woman who was driving the Kia died at the scene. The other two drivers are expected to be okay. The crash is still under investigation. All right, the LSU Tigers dance their way to the Sweet 16 for the fourth straight season. The Tigers, led by stars Flau'jae Johnson and Michaela Williams, routing Texas Tech in front of a sold-out crowd. Johnson and Williams combined for 48 points as the Tigers beat the Lady Red Raiders 101-47. Johnson, who's projected as a first-round selection in this summer's WNBA draft, moves to 6th on the all-time LSU scoring list. And best of luck to those ladies moving forward. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great
Late
day.
nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Good morning, wake up.
The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Right here on WBOK, 1230 a.m. I'm Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I didn't like
You
that
like
so
saying
much.
it, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Like that.
You know,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
you know.
It's okay.
And I think it works better with some names. I know the announcement
Oh, that's
try to
true.
work it with, other kinds of names. It's like, and here's Jack Smith. I don't know. I mean, doesn't quite.
I mean, you
have
could
the-
make Jack Smith sound just as exciting as you can make Ro Brown sound exciting.
Well, okay. Here's
Two syllables,
Jack Smith.
Yeah, you know. Okay.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, okay.
Here's Vallis.
Hey, all right. Yeah. I like it. So, all right.
Marcellonis.
Hey, right.
Or something like that. Good.
All right, folks, it is 7:14 a.m. Don't forget, it is school zone time until 9 a.m. when we'll be getting out of the way for the front porch. And that means wherever you go, if you're driving around schools, it's 20 miles per hour, folks. 20 miles per hour, and not 21, not 26, 29, and certainly not 41. Don't say, but I was slowing down. They can get you if you're driving more than at 20 miles per hour. And you might say it's only 3 miles over. But if you're in the right place where they catch you, it still counts because it's kids and the law. So be careful as you're driving out there. But, of course, one of the things that would help is if you would, please, take care of your personal business at home. Guys, don't be shaping up that mustache and trimming that beard in the car. And ladies, no need for the makeup or the hairspray or some of the other things y'all do in the car. You can do that at home. Just give yourself enough time. So if you got somewhere to be at 7:30, you got 15 minutes to get there. So take your time. Make sure you have enough time and avoid any craziness, because I know you're not the crazy driver. It's those other people, and you stay out of their way and make sure there's some clearance and you can get to where you're going. They can get to where they're going, and let the bus drivers and the assistant principals get those kiddos into school. So, Ro,
Yes.
it's 7:16, and we had quite a bit of NCAA news already.
Yeah.
Already. Well,
Exciting games. and
Yeah,
all
so
that good stuff.
I
Buzzer
want to start with a local connection.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of Southern University women's basketball team.
Okay. And
Well,
well, you should be.
Yeah, what a season, and they made it this far.
Mhm.
They ran into a wall on Saturday.
Automatic bid to the NCAA tournament because they won the Southwestern Athletic Conference tournament title. So they got to play in what's called the first four. The first four games of the tournament. They took on, they were a 16 seed, and they took on a number 16 seed, Samford, and they beat Samford 65-53, which meant that they had to face the number one seed in the Sacramento Regional, and that was South Carolina, the Gamecocks,
Uh-oh.
coached by Dawn Staley.
Uh-oh.
She of, 3 national championships and Hall of Fame player and Hall of Fame coach, the whole works. And, they ran into a buzzsaw as expected. Final score, South Carolina 103, Southern 34. No surprise.
What was that score again?
103-34. What you looking
Even
at
in
me?
the end, I mean, how frequent do we get a 100-point game in the NCAA during the season? Of course.
Well, I put it this way, the local team, that's the other local team that's in this women's tournament, has hit 100 points, a record, more than 10 times this year, and they've hit 100 points twice in this tournament.
Now that's the difference.
And that's
Hitting a
LSU.
100-point in the NCAA, LSU.
Well-
Here.
Well,
here.
LSU beat Jacksonville 116-58
Mm,
in the first round.
mm,
And then in the second round, they beat Texas Tech 101-47.
mm.
Just
down.
the thing that, this happens, of course, in the men's tournament, but there are a lot of programs on the women's side that, there's a bigger gap between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah. Right.
And the haves and the have-nots in the women's game thus far. Some of those have-nots are big schools.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Are schools that are, considered big schools. And as opposed to on the men's side, the have-nots are, mid-majors or HBCUs
Mhm.
and that sort of thing. So, just an observation there. But, yeah, congratulations to them. Flau'jae Johnson, of course, the star of the LSU team, played our final game at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center yesterday. Emotional situation and all
Yeah.
that. My friend Kim Mulkey knows how to put on a show, and, so, yeah, it was a good situation.
What
for
should we be watching for next?
Well, the Tigers move on, and they will play Duke. They'll go to
Woo-hoo!
Sacramento, and they will play Duke.
That men and women.
Women. Now, they played Duke during the regular season and beat them by about 12 or 13, I think, whatever. Duke's better.
Yeah.
Duke was missing an important player. So, this one will probably be a little bit closer. And, it ought to be a good game. It ought to be a really good game. Something, one of those games that you look forward to. So they'll be playing the number 3 seed. LSU's the number 2 seed. Duke's the number 3 seed.
All right. Any other HBCUs or Louisiana schools still in the NCAA?
No Louisiana schools, but there's some Louisiana people, I should say. Alan Graves from Ponchatoula, Louisiana, 2 years ago was a high school player of the year in the state of Louisiana, and he went to Santa Clara. He plays at Santa Clara. He was redshirted his freshman year, and this year he got to play. He didn't start, but he made all conference. He was not a starter. He was all conference in the West Coast Conference, and he was sixth man of the year, and he was freshman of the year. Well, he hit a last-second shot in their game against Kentucky with 4 seconds to go. Game winner in regulation. But within that 4 seconds, Kentucky hit a half-court shot to tie it. And Kentucky went on to win it. So it looked like it would happen. And I want to give you one more thing real quickly about a local thing, okay, that people missed. Prairie View, the men.
Yes.
Made it to the tournament. Okay? They lost.
All right.
To the names Lance Williams, Corey Dunning mean anything to you? And Corey Wells.
Yeah.
What?
I can't remember, honestly. But,
all three of those young men are transfers to Prairie View from Xavier University.
Oh, wow.
Lance Williams was the most valuable player of the Southwestern Athletic Conference tournament.
Wow.
And, he's from Baton Rouge. This time last year, they were about to graduate from Xavier.
Wow.
And Corey Wells.
Wow. Congratulations
they
to
were
those
here,
brothers.
Okay?
Congratulations to those brothers.
The changing face of college athletics.
Absolutely. I get it. Hey, it's 7:21, and we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we're going to find out the inside scoop from a couple of guys who were in the courtroom when the verdict came down in the Slammer case. And they were in the courtroom every day. So let's get an inside look at what the heck happened, how did this case start, and who got convicted of what. All right, so a lot of money was at stake, and now some people are going to be sentenced and going to jail. All right, so we'll have John Zimmerman and James Finn, my colleagues from the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com. They'll be in just a few. It is 7:22 a.m. What's the talk line number, Ro?
504-582-9422. That's 504-582-9422.
WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about
all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good Monday morning, starting the work week off on the warm side, also on the dry side as well. We'll see pleasant starts each and every morning with temperatures into the 50s and 60s, but the afternoons will be back into the 80s. Today, high of 80 to 84 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and then for tonight, 57 to 62. For your Tuesday, high 79 to 84. The 80s continue for the rest of the week. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
The Ron Kelly Show. Real talk, bold truth. Tune in for your weekly dose of unapologetic conversations that don't dodge the truth or dilute the message. Stay informed on the issues that matter most on The Ron Kelly Show, every Monday at 7 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I am Will Sutton, and here is Ro Brown. You like that better?
Yeah, that's better.
I was practicing my my Smoothie King announcer voice. I'm not quite ready, so I'm trying to get ready to move up on the list in case they need help one day.
And I let him practice on me a little bit, but my name,
Ro Brown.
I like. Here's James Finn.
You're right.
You got to start a little lower. Start a little lower.
There you go. See, Charlie James.
I had some good ones earlier. But I have to go back and listen to them so I can get better.
That's right.
So it's just like
train up.
Yeah, you get better as you do it. Well, if you apply yourself, some people don't get better, and that's why you all work for the Times-Picayune.com because you got better. So good morning, folks. It is 7:28 a.m. Don't forget, we got kiddos going to school. Get our babies to school by you being safe and driving by that school zone speed limit of 20 miles per hour if you anywhere near a school. We want you to get where you're going safely, and we certainly want them to get where they're going so they can do their job and get that education. Well, joining us, as promised, we have James Finn and John Zimmerman from the Times-Picayune, NOLA.com. And these two gentlemen were in the courtroom where the Slammer case was being heard. Well, actually, before the Slammer case was being heard, because we had jury selection and all of that, and we're going to get into some of that in a bit. But for those of you who have not met them before, James Finn, who you momming them?
Good morning. I've been in New Orleans about 2 years. Came here from Baton Rouge, where I was for 3 years. Before that, worked in Mississippi, Vermont, and I grew up in California. But New Orleans has been home for a couple of years now.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. I've been here.
John Zimmerman.
Yes.
Who you momming them?
Well, on both coasts, I spent most of my time before coming here in 2011. I spent some time here after Katrina for a couple months reporting for a national outfit, and then came back here permanently in 2011. Spent a lot of time in California before then.
All right. Well, we had big news on Friday with multiple verdicts in this Slammer case. But before we get to that, set us up with the WPOK family of listeners. Who are the key characters? Who are the key characters in this case?
So on being tried. The defendants are Vanessa Mata and Jason Giles, and they are two injury attorneys who were really prolific in the area for a long time. Filed a ton of lawsuits on behalf of plaintiffs, who allege that they've been injured in car wrecks, and they're accused of mail fraud, wire fraud, obstruction, and witness tampering in this trial. They basically were alleged to have conspired with drivers who were filling cars full of people and then going out on the highways on I-10, or there are a few of them on Claiborne, kind of more roadways in the city, and they would find 18-wheelers and they would crash these cars full of people into the 18-wheelers and then try to secure injury settlements from the insurance companies or the trucking companies.
These are the slammers doing this. Damien LeBeau was a prolific slammer. He worked with Jason Giles. According to a lot of the testimony and evidence, there was tons of, transactions and text messages and testimony from them, from the slammers. Damien LeBeau, he worked a lot with Giles and others. Danny Patrick Keating, who was another attorney who pled guilty and is still awaiting his sentence. He testified in this trial as well. Cornelius Garrison was another slammer who was killed in 2020 in
that came just a few days after him being indicted.
He was indicted 4 days before that. He had been cooperating with FBI for almost a year by then. He was implicating Jason Giles, Vanessa Mota, also Vanessa, the father of Vanessa Mota's young daughter, who is Sean Alfordish, who is a disbarred attorney, former Kenner magistrate who spent some time in federal prison on a different matter several years ago, came out and started doing some work in medical billing, and then he hooked up with Vanessa Mota, and according to the federal prosecutors and, the jury, and at least in Vanessa Mota's case, they sort of orchestrated the scheme on their end with Cornelius Garrison and others, including Ryan Harris, who has also pled guilty and is admitted to playing a role in the death of Cornelius Garrison in 2020.
That's all, huh?
That's all. Well, no, that's not all. But
I know it's
those
not.
are some of the players.
More.
Wow.
There's more. There's more.
Those are some of the players.
And then the charges, I realize it would take quite some time to go through each one on each one, but the charges were against...
Mostly a conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud.
Yeah.
Also fraud. Some fraud charges, obstruction, witness tampering. Those are both of them faced identical charges, but not for identical crashes. They each had their own crashes.
Yeah, an interesting thing about the case that kind of came out during the trial was how these schemes sort of ran parallel to each other. Like you had the slammers who had their sort of preferred attorneys. So Cornelius Garrison worked with Mota and Alfordish as people who knew him testified at the trial, including his former defense attorney and an FBI agent who was kind of his handler, who sort of, managed his interviews and just his relationship with the feds for that year before he died. And then LeBeau worked with Giles, and LeBeau gave some extremely colorful testimony on the witness stand. Just sort of a whole range of emotions on display. He was crying, he was laughing, he had
apologizing for raising people's insurance rates.
I remember that in your reporting. It's like because that there's a connection for people, and it's like why should I be concerned about this?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one.
That's That's pretty much all you need.
Yeah.
The way he described his work and his job and how he went about his business, and just keeping all these balls in the air and all these attorneys and passengers and recruiters and just going out daily. This was a job. This was his job.
Yeah.
And he took weekends off and he worked 5 days a week and he went out organizing crashes, and according the text message that were back and forth between him and LeBeau and with Giles too were according to prosecutors and him, they were just setting up, hey, do you want this crash? Are you going to be able to pay me for this crash before they happen? So I got a good one for you.
I think
so. The slammers are the people who set it up.
Yeah, they did. They were,
not necessarily
full service.
The other people in the car. They were the people who,
But they had
that's
recruiters
a good
too.
question. LeBeau, the way he testified, his testimony went on for 2 days. He probably gave us the best look at like what a slammer actually does.
Yeah.
And he played a pretty significant role in organizing a lot of these. But also he had so much happen. Like he was working so much. He made over $1 million. He testified. He had just so much work coming in that he described kind of like relegating some of the work to recruiters.
Yeah.
There were people who would be passengers in the crashes who would also later be accused of like recruiting other people and kind of organizing these things. And there was actually a third defendant on trial who faced sort of less significant charges than Moda and Giles, Dominique Stalbert, who was accused of wire fraud and then lying to FBI agents. She was actually acquitted of wire fraud. It was the only acquittal on Friday that the jury returned.
Right.
And she had been accused of participating in a wreck and then recruiting passengers. So there's sort of like different tiers here, but the slammers are right at the heart of it. Like they're the conduit between the attorneys and the passengers, according to federal prosecutors, and that's how
There's
the
a
jury
friends
saw
and
it.
family element to this too. There's a whole group out in Gibson near Homa where
yeah.
A bunch of these folks live who were implicated and who pled guilty and who did some time. A lot of these people have done their time or been out. The passenger level
Right.
of this, and then some in Slidell and some Damien LeBeau was living somewhere and people in his apartment house got involved. There's sort of clusters of folks, kind of you tell two friends and everybody does okay.
And that's eventually what got them caught. Is the insurance companies and the trucking companies like started to see, hey,
Connecting some.
this person, right? This person was in a wreck with an 18-wheeler in April. Why is their sister in a wreck in an 18-wheeler 2 weeks later, and why is that person's cousin in a wreck the week after that?
They got Cornelius Garrison's phone number, and they started matching that up in various records of these folks who were in the cars and claiming injuries, and they spoke with him before and after the crashes, and then they started. So it's the insurance defense folks who kind of served it up for the feds in a way.
Yeah. So if clarify this, because sometimes I think as we watch these investigations and prosecutions in court, we may not understand if somebody's cooperating, why would they be indicted?
Well, he's cooperating, but it might be a little bit of cover, but he did a lot of stuff. And they want him, they're going to want him, make him earn his way off of some of that stuff.
Do something for it.
And some of that, I don't know if it was cover, putting his name on top of an indictment at that stage. But I certainly wanted to have him plead guilty to something.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And this may be jumping ahead, but, this whole story to me, and, hearing you talk about Cornelius Garrison, that he died, he was murdered.
Yeah, his mom's house. Yeah.
He was
Gentilly,
murdered.
yeah.
Okay, he didn't die.
It's like 10 shots.
He didn't just die.
Yeah, 10 shots.
He was murdered. And that's possibly another part of this that's going to come on later. That's why I said I didn't want to.
There will be a trial on that in August, and it's a murder related to this conspiracy that's being alleged. And Sean L. Fordish, the disbarred attorney, and a guy named Leon Parker, who is related in some way to Ryan Harris, or kind of family associate. And they're accused of conspiring, and Parker is actually accused of being the trigger man in that. But they have witnesses that have, Ryan Harris says that they all got together.
And there was a real fine line that both attorneys on both sides had to walk in this latest trial, because no one, even though Moda is very closely connected to the people accused of the murder, she herself is not accused of it. And yet Cornelius Garrison, who was murdered, is at the heart of her case, kind of. He's allegedly the guy who brought her all these cases that she filed lawsuits from. So the defense and the prosecution face this challenge of like talking about this guy and sort of like, noting noting the circumstances leading up to his murder without actually getting into the details too much, because that would have, sensibly biased the jury against her when she's not actually accused of the murder. But there are all these events that sort of led up to it that she was involved in, so it created a really interesting dynamic where it was kind of hinted at, but we weren't really getting a full sort of, accounting of the details of Garrison's death in this trial.
Yeah, the jury was kind of left to. It was a strong hint, though. They didn't have to guess too much. That it was related. I mean, some of the witnesses, basically said they felt that it was related.
Now, I saw a video after the verdict, and Ms. Dahlberg was dancing and gleeful. Now, I'm sure that was because she didn't get convicted on the conspiracy count.
Correct.
She did get convicted. So give me some context why she would be gleeful, having been convicted of one count, but acquitted of another.
Well, 20 years versus 5 years for starters. But the fact that, that's a big deal that she wasn't convicted of the conspiracy. I mean, it just really limits her exposures. I mean, I don't know what her criminal history is, and they have to do the sort of sentencing calculations on all these folks. And it also limits the dollar figure, which is a big piece of that sentencing calculation. I mean, if she's just accused in one crash, then that kind of limits the range that she might face. Also, I think she was pretty pleased the whole way in this trial, just being there with, the fact that she was definitely a third wheel in this whole thing. I mean, the prosecution's case was really focused on Vanessa Mota and Jason Giles, and she was. I mean, the jury really seemed to get that. That she was one of those people. Maybe the government was hoping she'd plead guilty and testify in that case, like 2 others did, who were added on at the end in a third superseding indictment, who ended up pleading guilty right before trial and testified. Maybe they were probably expecting similar from her, and so she was sort of stranded there as this third person, and I think that's kind of reflected in the verdicts.
Okay, so if I get any of this wrong, correct me, because you were there in and out and writing about this, covering it deep into all of it. But as I understand it, the Mata law firm and the King law firm were also charged. So
and convicted.
So those firms can't go to jail.
No.
And
probably neither can anybody affiliated with those firms aside from Giles.
Right. So they got them. But what does that mean that they convicted 2 law firms?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to look into that a little bit, what kind of liability they might have. Certainly from a standpoint of bar licenses, some of those folks who may have gotten immunity deals, who were also parts of the King firm, may be vulnerable to still having to deal with that piece of it. I'm not sure that you can get rid of
that would be tough.
The Bar Association in a case like this. So we'll see how that plays out, but that's some reporting that we still have to do.
Okay.
There are like financial penalties, sort of regulatory penalties that can be imposed on companies or at like LLCs after they've been found guilty as a defendant in a crime. It's like not super common, I think, but like you do sometimes see the feds charging enterprises or like
but how
companies.
much that hits these guys, I don't really know. I mean, there was a lot of testimony that came out about some of the other attorneys in that firm, particularly toward the end.
Some kind of got out early, kind of left the firm, and then the King firm was dissolved, right?
I don't believe so.
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, it still exists. Okay.
I think, but I don't know what form it exists in.
Okay.
They're certainly not running and gunning like the evidence was presented that they were.
No.
I mean, that was one of the incredible things about the testimony was we heard about cases they're still litigating in like 2023, like 3 years after the first indictment had come down. They were still, according to the trial testimony, pursuing these cases long after they knew that the feds were onto them.
Now, in a number of these cases, when it comes to the insurance carriers, there were cases where the insurance companies decided it was going to be more beneficial to cut a check and to be done with it, except they cut a number of checks. So do they have any chance of getting money back? Or because they cut the check, that's it for them?
No, there is, and there's still civil RICO lawsuits out, or at least one still out there that was been shelved and suspended against the firm and some of those guys. So civilly, they could be held liable. I mean, I assume in the criminal context, they can be, there can be something they're going to have to forfeit. But I don't know how easy it is to get at that money, I guess, would be the question.
I think restitution is a part of the sentencing,
right?
I could be wrong about that, but I believe like the judge, as part of the sentence, could determine an amount that the defendants are supposed to pay back to the victims in the case, which are the insurance companies and trucking companies.
We heard about dramatics after the verdicts were rendered.
Yeah, it was something. It was something.
Tell us about that. The
verdicts were rendered. It was kind of stunned. Vanessa Mota was stunned, and it was kind of, they were talking about detention, and Judge Vitter, Wendy Vitter, who's the chief judge in the Eastern District there, was basically removing Ms. Stallbert from the equation first and saying, you're going to be released, and then we were talking about that. And then Vanessa Mota's mom collapses in the first row of the court, of the gallery. She starts shrieking, and then she starts really kind of heaving and gagging, and then she was kind of gagging into a trash bin for a while a woman was holding up her hair. It was sort of this big dramatic scene that everything paused for a while. Meanwhile, the judge is in the back kind of organizing her order for detaining Vanessa Mota and Jason Giles. So everybody kind of knows that she's going to come out and detain them, I think, at that point. So Vanessa Mota is pretty overwhelmed at that point. Family is up. Her ex is there, and her daughter is there, who's 15 years old, who's sort of been in the, it's sort of a family situation that got a little bit crazy for a while. And in the end, there was some talk back and forth between some of the family members, and eventually the bailiff cleared everybody. Even before they cuffed everybody, cuffed the two and sent them out, they cleared the courtroom.
Unusual that they were arrested right then and there.
No. Well, she just ordered them detained. I mean, it was unusual in a white-collar case.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For them to detain two people. Part of it was Vanessa Mota came out during trial that she had actually violated the terms of her detention by calling a witness, a potential witness. And
that's the tampering thing, right?
Yeah, well, that might not be that charge, but yeah, that came out. There was the prosecutors sought to have her detained, and Vitter decided not to because she didn't want to disrupt the trial. But that played a role, I think. Vitter really laid into Vanessa Mota and said she didn't believe her. Kind of, suggested she had some connection with the garrison.
Wow.
I mean, she went kind of for it there, and just thought she needed to be detained before sentencing. Thought she was it's either a flight risk or a safety risk. Those are the two reasons.
And the thing that happened in trial, there was a recording played of Vanessa Mota calling a witness, and this was an additional thing that the prosecution hadn't factored into charging her with obstruction prior to the trial. So Vitter sort of invoked that on the bench as, additional signs that this is someone who, like, if she's out and not detained, Vitter was concerned might continue to tamper with witnesses.
I can't trust her.
And we still have the trial coming up on the Garrison murder, she pointed out as well.
So I assume the audio didn't include how are you, how's the family, and do you want a cup of coffee?
I wasn't in the room for it, actually.
It wasn't that suggestive, but it was the fact of the call, and the fact that she called her, and she did mention at some point in that call, like, well, your accident was real, right? But she was trying to refer to another attorney, saying, you got to go to somebody else. I can't talk to you. But then she sort of said, well, your accident was real, right? And then So that may have crossed the line. But
Yeah.
I think just the calling when she sort of
Okay.
knew that there was stuff going on and there was people indicted. She was indicted.
Were the two of you assigned to this story?
We kind of assigned ourselves. Yeah.
How long?
Well, I have to apologize to James because this kind of crept up on me after Mardi Gras. So, I didn't quite realize we had a 3-week trial in front of us. But,
John's been covering this for years now.
Okay.
And I kind of just jumped on it as the trial started, but found it fascinating.
Now
I think it was by popular demand. I mean, people were really interested in the trial.
Yeah,
and so we
now
kinda
this
kept it
isn't
going.
all you've been doing.
For the last 3 weeks, it's almost.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, before that, I mean, it's, yeah.
Oh, no, not at all. Like, I try to jump into it when there's kind of a thing. Like, when Cornelius Garrison was killed, that kind of really turned it up a notch.
Kind of perk your ears up a little bit.
Yeah. So you follow along and see, and then they charged Danny Patrick Keating, and that was a big deal. But then it kind of sat, this investigation, for a while. So, you can't be just doing that.
Yeah. James, how long you been doing it? Been a writer, reporter? How long?
5 years.
And
couple years.
Oh.
Okay. So people, you know what that means, all right? You ever cover anything like this? Where does this rank with stories you've covered?
This is a banger of a trial. And this story is really good. It's definitely a made for Hollywood thing. I mean, there's a lot of narrative directions to this thing. I mean, it's got it all with the Al Fordish and Moda, and it's got a little bit of everything.
I mean, even by Louisiana and New Orleans standards, I think it's a real cinematic one. I mean, there were a bunch of former prosecutors, attorneys I talked to after Friday who said they'd never seen anything like that. So it was an unusual one for sure.
Okay, so Ms. Mata, how about Scarlett Johansson?
Oh boy, who's gonna be tough? Scarlett's got blonde. Little.
He's sitting in here doing casting already. Okay,
Kate Blanchett.
He's tough. You got to be tough. She's send her in. You got to be a Hollywood stunt woman turned attorney. You got to have something.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, just to get it started. So, all right. So what do we're going to take a break in a moment. What's coming next? Sentencing, or is there something before sentencing? And how soon after that will be the murder trial?
Yeah, sentencing is currently scheduled for
July, right?
Staggered. They're not on the same day, but it's in mid-July. And then that murder trial is currently scheduled for August. The way Judge Vitter ran this one, I don't think she's going to delay maybe that one unless something comes up. But yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah, one is July 7th.
There were all these
July
other people
14th.
who have testified too are going to be sentenced as well. So we'll see if they're related to the murder. They might wait on those folks if they're not, like Danny Patrick Keating, for instance.
No, I think there's absolutely a question of whether Moda will be testifying in the trial in August, and therefore how that might affect her sentence. But I think it's a little early to say.
Okay. All right. So I got another couple for you. Is this too small potatoes for Leonardo DiCaprio?
Who's he going to play?
I don't know. Well,
Al Fordish. He's got to go dark.
Okay. All right. I can see that. All right. I'm going to give this a shot.
How about Giles?
Who?
Giles.
Yeah.
Who would play Giles?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, look, don't tell me you haven't thought of these things. Either
Casting.
one of you, John
I'm gonna
or
find a casting
James,
director.
don't
Yeah,
tell me.
right.
I can tell by
I've
the look
been
in
thinking about
James's
it.
face.
Well, I know.
I've been thinking about it because this is definitely Hollywood stuff. so Ro, I got a question for you. Let's just see how this goes. Did you know any of these names before this case popped into the news?
Yes,
Okay.
I think.
Which name or names did you know?
Sean Al Fordish.
Why did you know that?
I knew his mother.
And what was that connection?
Oh, yeah. I think this is the same person, okay? So I don't know what to say, but
Okay, you
I
can
knew his
count it.
mother. I knew his mother.
Who did what?
I don't want to say that
Okay.
because I don't know for certain that it's the same person.
But you could see him on the street and he would know who
Well-
Ro was.
Well, I mean, it's the same name. Put it that way.
He's currently detained, so you won't
I know.
have
That's
that
okay.
opportunity.
I know. That's a funny thing about this case. I mean, it's like New Orleans is a small enough town that a lot of the people streaming in and out to watch the trial knew people connected to people on trial, or people connected to the case. So that's a dynamic to this too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna close it out because I've gone over the break time. But this is so fascinating. I'm sure our WBOK family of listeners is enjoying it. But on the other hand, on the other side of the glass, Jared is like, what are you doing? So here's the thing. How can people reach you if they say, I know something about this? Or if they have something else that they think you might be interested in? How can they reach you, Finn?
They can email me at jfinn, Finn, at theadvocate.com.
Okay.
Yeah, do the same. JSIMERMAN at theadvocate.com.
All right, last question. Who do you want to see in the Final Four?
High Point, are they still in?
They lost. But did very well.
I didn't even make a bracket this year, which is unusual for me. I think the trial got in my way.
Got in your way.
Yeah.
All right, still yet to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
You can focus on the Sweet 16, maybe.
Maybe so. I may have missed the deadline to get my bracket in.
Who's the best West Coast team?
Okay, folks. Delightful, fascinating, interesting conversation about the Slammer case and inside scoop from James Finn and John Zimmerman. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this morning. The WBOK family of listeners, I'm sure, got more than they knew before because you joined us this morning. We are going to take a break, Ro, and when we come back, we're going to have more fun, more information because we got more lined up for the rest of the Good Morning Show. It is 7:57 a.m. You've been hearing us talk and our guests, John and James. And, of course, you've been hearing Ro Brown and Will Sutton. But we would love to hear your voice if you got something to say. Ro, what's that phone number?
504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. That's right, John. I got to cheat and look at it to read it. That's right, John. I saw you turn around.
All right, this is WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Hey WBOK family, Ron Richardson here, host of Conversations with Ron Richardson. Join me this Saturday live right here on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as I welcome Dr. Ayana Mojica to the show. Dr. Ayana will be joining me to discuss tantric healing and helping men and women heal from sexual trauma and how mental health is affected due to this issue. Joining the conversation also will be Angie from the Sincerely Angie podcast and Miss Tanya Freeman. Please tune in and thanks for your continued love and support, and remember, healing and recovery start with you.
Come celebrate the history, legacy, and culture of the African diaspora with the Congo Squares Rhythm Festival presented by the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation on March 28th and 29th in Louis Armstrong Park. Don't miss 2 full days of live musical performances featuring Chawa, Zigaboo Modaliste, Big Sam's Funky Nation, and many, many more. A variety of food vendors, handmade works of art, and the return of the highly anticipated Class Got Brass competition. This event is free and open to the public. For more information, visit CongoSquareRhythms.com.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month from the Community Scientist and Rise St. James. This month's focus is polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs, formed when fuels like oil, gas, wood, or trash are burned. These chemicals can enter the air we breathe and settle into our soil and water. Many PAHs are known carcinogens, adding to the health burdens faced by communities living near industry. Learn how to protect your health at risestjames.org.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. A Texas law restricting certain drag performances is now in effect. It was passed in 2023 by State Senator Brian Hughes.
Drag shows are sexually explicit and expose children to issues of sexuality and identity that should be reserved for adults.
A federal appeals court allowed enforcement to begin while the lawsuit continues. Tuskegee University head men's basketball coach Benji Taylor is filing a lawsuit after being handcuffed and removed from the court during a January 31st game at Morehouse College. He wasn't charged in the post-game confrontation, and his attorneys called the officers' actions unnecessary force. And NASA says a bright fireball over southeast Texas Saturday was a meteor that broke apart over Houston. Video shows it blazing across the sky, and the shockwave triggered sonic booms heard by residents. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Wilson, and with me is Ro Brown. We're going to be jumping into a good conversation shortly. It is 8:02 a.m. You got some place to be for 8:10 or 8:15. You might be in decent shape, depending on whether you have your stuff together and how far you got to go. But wherever you go, if you are going by, passing, or going to a school, please slow down. The speed limit is 20 miles per hour around the schools. We all should know that by now, but sometimes we forget because other things might be distracting us. So as you approach those schools, make sure you're going 20 miles per hour. Shout out to the bus drivers and the assistant principals on transportation duty. That's an important day, part of their work day, to get the kids where they need to go and get them on into school. Look, we are about to jump in conversation with Trent Burke from Dillard University. They have a 18th annual Housing, Health, and Community Wellness Fair, and that's going to be coming up. But before we talk about that, Mr. Burke, who your mama in there? Where are you from? Where are you from?
See, I've been born and raised in the Lower Ninth Ward of New Orleans. Shout out Lower 9 in the building, you already know. So, yeah, I grew up on the corner of Royal and St. Maurice. Went to De La Salle for high school. Both my parents went to De La Salle. Oh. My mom was in the first co-ed class at De La Salle, class of 93. Yes, sir, yes, sir. So, and my dad was 2 years ahead. He was in the all-boy era. So, people like to say that they met at De La Salle, but they didn't. So, it was happenstance. It was a stroke of luck, you know. So, I'm really proud to be back home. I went to school for a couple of years in North Carolina A&T. So proud HBCU alum. Really, really glad to be back home at Dillard to be able to support the HBCUs in New Orleans and the community in New Orleans. So, yeah.
All right. Aggie
pride.
Yeah,
Right.
You
already know. But Dillard's on my chest, but Aggie pride in my heart. So I gotta show respect.
Well,
and what do you do at Dillard?
Work as a community impact manager at Dillard. So we do a lot of our community events, such as the Community Wellness Fair that's going to be coming up this Saturday. We're going to be building out some skin health fairs coming up soon. So be on the lookout for those in the next couple of months when those start coming out. So anybody that wants to partner for any type of community programming to support the Gentilly community or just the greater New Orleans community, definitely reach out to us. We'll have some contact information coming out a little bit later.
So what do you have on this Saturday? What time does it start? And if somebody says, I have a little time, what's the best time of day to go? Or is it possible that somebody could be active throughout the whole time?
Yeah, for sure. So it starts at 10. It's from 10 to 2 on Dillard's campus in the Professional Schools Building, otherwise known as PSB. We'll have a little bit over 50 exhibitors and vendors that will be doing a lot of varieties of health services, getting people knowledgeable on insurance, whether that be homeowners insurance, health insurance, any types of life insurance. There's also going to be a couple of people that can help with those, but also just getting you to know what resources are there and available for you to be able to make an impact. We'll have a lot of health services providers who will be able to do things like prostate cancer screenings, which are, especially in the Black male community, is a big thing that we are trying to fight back against. Also, such things as free dental screenings, skin health observations. We'll have a dermatologist on site. We'll have some legal services available provided by the Pro Bono Group, all these different types of things to be able to impact our community and showcase the different opportunities that are available to, make life a little bit better when it comes to housing, healthcare, and other different kind of community resources.
So one of the things that struck me is free credit reports and counseling.
Yes.
So somebody can just show up and
yes, sir.
Somebody there can tell them about their credit score?
So we'll have an organization there that will be able to go through and provide you a credit report and then also help you learn how to potentially improve it over time and give you a couple of strategies. They won't be able to go extremely in depth. You won't be able to sit there for a full hour because we're going to have hopefully over 500 people there, families, community members, things like that. But we do want to be able to provide those services. And no matter what, all the resources that are there for you on that Saturday will be available after the fact. They'll have contact information and be over willing to be able to support you, especially after Saturday.
So if somebody says, well, I have a little time, I can go for an hour, what time should they show up?
I'd say definitely 10:30, 11:30. That's a good time, right before lunch. Everybody's going to be kicking and moving. And then after that, if you have to come a little bit later in the day, I'd probably say that 12:30 to 2 o'clock range is when everybody's going to be really moving. We hope to have everything wrapped up by 2, but really any time throughout that 10 to 2 time is going to be great.
We're talking to Trent Burke, Dillard University. Dillard putting on the 18th Annual Housing, Health, and Community Wellness Fair. 18th Annual? So This isn't something that's new. Do you know anything about the history of how this started, why this started, or whatever?
So, from my understanding, this started in the aftermath of Katrina, when everybody was really displaced and the people that were still in the city were looking for resources to help rebuild. There was need for resources to get equitable health care because in the aftermath of Katrina, a lot of people were fighting to be able to get access to, the basic things. So Dillard University saw a need as the premier university in Gentilly, one of the premier universities in the city of New Orleans, to be able to create those opportunities for people. Started off really just as a housing fair, then expanded out to healthcare a couple of years later. And then as things grew, we were like, we need to continue to expand it out into a community resource fair as a complete whole community resource fair. So that was something really big. And it's been a huge opportunity for a lot of our local nonprofits and other providers to be able to connect to the community. It's one of the big events in the city for people who are looking for something like this.
You cover a lot of ground, housing and wellness and health and, credit reports and, all that stuff. I don't know if that's the right way to ask it. What's the most popular thing? What seems to be,
We've noticed it's really healthcare because there's a lot of people where healthcare is oftentimes a thing that inhibits them from being able to go and do a lot more else in life because we all know healthcare is a huge cost. In Louisiana, insurance is expensive. So all around the block, it's really more about healthcare just because especially this year, we're really focusing in on the opportunities to get people into access to healthcare. One of the big sponsors is Eli Lilly. They'll have a bus out there that's the one that's sponsoring the skin health and dermatology. DePaul Community Health Centers is going to be out there doing a whole list of screenings. They're going to have one of the bigger tables inside of PSB to be able to do those screenings. So this year, it's definitely healthcare.
So Trent, About how old were you 18 years ago? And
18
and what were you doing?
So 18
when they
years ago,
started
what? That would have been 2008. I was 6 years old, and in 2008, I had just started I was going to school at Home Name of Jesus, uptown. So I was probably somewhere in class or at home playing the Wii with my dad. I don't know. I was doing whatever 6-year-olds do back in 2008.
All right, so you may or may not have been at the first one.
I probably was not, but I don't know. My grandmother might have brought me over to it.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah, I figure if you live in the lower 9th Ward and you went to Holy Name of Jesus School and you went to De La Salle, you probably went to some other places.
Yeah,
as a child.
Yeah.
You would take. You would take.
On Saturdays, my grandmother said, "We going here?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." When I got in with my DS, enrolled.
And I'm saying that as a good thing. That,
Oh, yeah.
that they, for sure. You were exposed to some other neighborhoods.
100%.
Absolutely. So, the sponsors. Who are the sponsors that are helping you guys?
So we have a variety of sponsors. Big one is Eli Lilly, DePaul Community Health Centers. We also have Energy as a big sponsor. We have
Bank Plus.
I'm sorry?
Bank Plus.
Oh, yeah, Bank Plus is a big sponsor. We also have a lot of workshops that are being provided by some of the smaller sponsors. Like we have Brightway Insurance doing a session for us. We have actually the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is going to be doing a workshop there as well. So it's a variety of different people, but those are the big ones for sure.
All right. Well, very good. So thank you, Trent Burke from Dillard University. Big annual Housing, Health, and Community Wellness Fair. They're adding more words as it goes along to be inclusive. So if you got an idea for a single word that can encapsulate all of this, I'd love to hear it.
Please do.
This has expanded, and just to give you context, so I went to Hampton,
right?
But Dillard, without no Dillard, there'd be no me,
right?
You know that?
How so?
Because my mom and dad did meet at Dillard.
Okay.
Walked the Hall of Oaks.
Okay.
Went to on the concrete benches. Visited a dorm or two. And along the way, that became me.
Well, shout out to Dillard. Thank you,
Yeah.
Dillard.
Yep. My mom was Miss Dillard.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yep. And my dad was the SCA president.
Oh, that's a power couple right there.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
It's pretty cool.
More importantly, he played football.
when Dillard had a team.
Oh, wow.
He was the starting center for Dillard University.
I know his schedule was busy. Football and SGA president.
And he was a science major.
Oh, wow.
So he had to do labs and go to class. And he worked for the president.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he didn't have any free time?
No, not much. So the free time went to the woman who would be my mom.
Well, spent well.
Right. Yep. Indeed. Okay, well, we're going to wrap up. And thanks again, Trent, for coming in and sharing this information about the Dillard University Health, Housing, and Community Wellness Fair. One more time, where can they find more information? What time does it start and end? And how can they get that?
So you guys can find more information on Dillard's website, www.dillard.edu, or you can also reach out to Nick Harris, the Director of Community Impact and Engagement over at Dillard at 504-473-1141. Starts 10 a.m., ends at 2 p.m. this Saturday, March 28th. So be there or be square. We really hope to see you guys there and be able to get some of these resources.
All right, wonderful. Well, thanks so much, Trent, for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners of all ages, it's 8:14 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 8:15. You got 1 minute, so hopefully it's on the other side of the bed. And if not, maybe you got somewhere to be at 8:30. But believe me, if you leave the house in a vehicle, you want to be safe so you can get there. And you want to make sure that our babies and our kiddos can get to school. So drive those 20-mile-per-hour school zone speed limits and everybody can be okay. I'm Will Sutton with Ro Brown, and we'll be back after the break. This is WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good Monday morning. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. ICE agents are now at the airport assisting TSA in New Orleans. Travel chaos continuing at Armstrong International Airport. Travelers are once again being faced with long TSA wait lines. This all linked to the partial shutdown from the government, as many TSA workers who have not gotten paid during the shutdown are not showing up to work. A man is recovering in the hospital after being shot. New Orleans police tell us the shooting happened in Algiers on Socrates Street and Brooklyn Avenue this morning. No other details have been released so far. Also, police are investigating a deadly crash that took the life of a woman downtown. Police say this happened around 10 p.m. on Saturday on I-10 West, just before the Franklin Avenue exit. Police say a motorcyclist, a Kia, and a Chevy truck were all driving towards the Franklin Avenue exit. The motorcyclist slowed down due to traffic and was struck by the Kia. The Chevy truck then struck the Kia in the back, and the woman who was driving the Kia died at the scene. The other two drivers are expected to be okay. The crash is still under investigation. All right, the LSU Tigers dance their way to the Sweet 16 for the fourth straight season. The Tigers, led by stars Flau'jae Johnson and Michaela Williams, routing Texas Tech in front of a sold-out crowd. Johnson and Williams combined for 48 points as the Tigers beat the Lady Red Raiders 101-47. Johnson, who's projected as a first-round selection in this summer's WNBA draft, moves to 6th on the all-time LSU scoring list. And best of luck to those ladies moving forward. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day.
New Orleans, are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of The Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter, politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch The Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
It is 8:19 a.m. So if you got somewhere to be at 8:30, you might make it, depending on whether you're 11 minutes or less away. If you're 15 and 20 minutes, you're probably not going to make it. But please drive safely, whatever you do. Kiddos are on the way to school. Be safe around those school zone speed limits of 20 miles per hour. Shout out to the bus drivers and the assistant principals who are making sure that our babies and kiddos are getting to school and getting inside school safely. So, look, there's a number of things that have been happening one of those things is a federal jury has found that a Harahan Hobby Lobby discriminated against a Jefferson Parish man with a mental handicap when he was thrown out of the store and pepper sprayed 3 years ago. So, according to Matt Bruce of Times-Picayune, Charles Chip George was awarded damages after his attorneys argued that the actions of the store manager violated the Americans with Disabilities Act by treating him less favorably than others because of his disability. The jury of 6 women and 2 men rejected a separate claim that the store failed to provide reasonable accommodations for George and reduced the damages from $450,000 to $10,000. That's quite a big drop there. Quite a big drop.
And this is the Hobby Lobby on Citrus Boulevard. For people who are out there, it's right by the parish office building, right across the street from the Jefferson Parish office building.
So what went down, this was the Monday after Thanksgiving, and what happened, the store manager, Heather Ford, saw George asking one of her managers to add up the amount for his order. She told him the store was too busy and he'd have to come back later. George apparently started shouting obscenities. And the manager said, "You have to leave, sir." She called 911 and reported George for loitering, being belligerent, and refusing to leave the store. She asked the officers to come and talk to him and said she wanted him to be banned from the stores. George's attorneys did not inform the deputy that he was mentally disabled. When the deputy arrived, George tried to punch the officer. Was taken into custody for resisting arrest with violence, and the officer used some pepper spray, kind of get him under control, spraying it into his face and his mouth. So the guy's sister and boyfriend also got hit by the pepper spray, and both had to intervene to try to restrain Chip George, who obviously was quite angry and had to spend about 25 hours in jail. So the prosecutors decided not to pursue the criminal charges, deeming him incompetent to stand trial, which is fascinating. And the plaintiff's attorney said we feel vindicated. It's very stressful going to trial. Hobby Lobby had a very competent legal counsel, but the jury heard all of the evidence at the end of the day, and the jury has spoken loud and clear that Hobby Lobby violated the Americans with Disabilities Act. So that's a piece of that story. Fascinating that he would be belligerent and shouting and have enough control over his faculties that he made it an issue, continued it, made a scene, refused to leave, and was deemed incompetent to stand trial.
Yeah. Yeah. Looks like you got a lot of questions about that, huh?
I got a few. I mean, I don't want anybody treated wrong.
Yeah.
And certainly don't want disabled people treated wrong in a store or anywhere else. But I would like to know who decided he's incompetent.
Yeah.
Just because you're disabled doesn't mean you're incompetent. So not all disabled people are incompetent. And not all, I'll say, fully functioning, able-bodied people are competent.
Reduce damages from $450,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody's thinking the same way you're thinking.
I think so. It's like we're going to give you something, but we're not going to give you that much.
Right.
Yeah. So fascinating situation with that. Also in Jefferson Parish, the Kenner Police, y'all in Kenner and all y'all going in and through Kenner, watch out because the Kenner Police has issued a warning to uninsured drivers. They're planning to tow your car. The police chief announced that he has reminded officers that vehicles operating without legally required liability insurance should be towed, impounded, and kept off the public roads until proof of insurance is provided. That's per Jonah Meadows of Times-Picayune, NOLA.com. What do you think about that? You're driving your car and you park it somewhere. They run the records and they say, no insurance, we're going to snatch this car, take it away.
I don't know. I'm not sure I have a problem with it at this point.
Yeah.
If you know you're supposed to have insurance.
Well, you should know.
I mean, it's like it's you get told sometimes because you park in the wrong place. Why can't you get told because you have no insurance? Especially when you think in terms of, our two guests earlier today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the story that they covered for the last 3 weeks.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a break. I am Will Sutton. I'm here with Ro Brown. We're going to have more news and information for you after this break. And if you want to talk with us, if you want to get something off your chest, if you want to ask a question, we'll do our best to give you an answer. But if not, we'll give you a response of some kind.
504-582-9422. 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK, 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Good Monday morning, starting the work week off on the warm side, also on the dry side as well. We'll see pleasant starts each and every morning with temperatures into the 50s and 60s, but the afternoons will be back into the 80s. Today, high of 80 to 84 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and then for tonight, 57 to 62. For your Tuesday, high 79 to 84. The 80s continue for the rest of the week. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Richard.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I am Will Sutton, and with me is Ro Brown.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, it's 8:29 a.m. If you got somewhere to be at 8:30, you got 1 minute to get there. So hopefully that work is on the other side of the bed. You can pull out the laptop, fire it up, and get to work. Send that note to the boss and say, I'm here, I'm working, and I am on the case on this glorious Monday. First day of a full week, and looks like there's some action at the Louis Armstrong Airport with the help of ICE. And I am paying attention to this because I will be flying on Friday, and I am wondering about how much help this will be and what this help will look like, whether they think that I might be somebody with a last name like Hernandez or Santiago or whatever. Because based on their actions of the ICE people in the past,
Yep.
They don't even have to know your name. They can think your name might be something
Might
like
be,
this,
yeah.
and stop you. But I've got a pretty early flight, 6 a.m. So are we going to be there at 3 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. We'll see. But lines have been piling up because TSA agents have not been paid, and we're one of 14 airports that has gotten ICE agents assigned, and so there are other much bigger airports like Philadelphia and Boston, and the places like that have got ICE help, but only 14 at this point, and our Louis Armstrong Airport is one of those. Ro, we got a caller.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, Mark. You're on with Will Sutton and Ro Brown. How are you, sir?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Not bad, sir. And yourself?
Fabulous.
Fine.
Sound good. I was calling about auto insurance. I'm kind of in between. I don't know if I should be for or against it. Let me tell you why.
For auto insurance?
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct. I've been having a problem with it even when Jim Brown was in the office. I used to call his office, damn near every day. Wouldn't answer the call or whatever. But the solution that I was trying to bring, for was why not pay at the pump, right? Where it could be a penny, a nickel, because everybody consistently going to the pump. And if they're coming from other countries or no matter where they're coming from, if they're getting off a plane, about to hop into a rental, and they stop at a gas station, you're contributing towards auto insurance, right? But I understand why they won't do it, because they want to line their pockets up themselves so where they can collect all the dollars. I've been driving ever since I was 16 years old. I'm 67 now. And for 41 years, not count, the time I was born, but for 41 years that I've been driving, I haven't gotten into an accident except for 4 years ago where a guy hit me on Veteran Highway, ran the red light, trying to catch the caution light. All right? Everything was fine when we was talking. Oh, man, my fault, blah, blah. When the police came, he changed the story because the police had separated us, asked me what happened on one end and asked him what happened on the other end when he should have did with both of us standing right there. That way the guy would have just been, hopefully, telling the truth. Well, man, I had to wind up paying for my own car. I didn't want to pay for my own car. I didn't want to use my insurance. He had that, I don't want to call it a name, but he had that insurance, that's well known and all that. But he told his people that I was in the wrong. So I'm talking to the insurance people, and we going back and forward. Well, what you want me to do? Go, against my insurer? That type of stuff. So it should be paid at the pump, or let everybody be responsible for themselves. I mean, if they go run into a tree and don't have insurance, hey, bro, they just walk away. No car. Now, like I said, I'm in between.
Okay.
But really, I don't need them. So, and then they don't give no rebate back. Say, for instance, if you've been driving for 47 years, never got into an accident. I'm trying to figure out how you get to keep that. Haven't used it, haven't utilized it. I don't get it, my man.
I hear you. So, sounds like you want to demolish the entire insurance business.
Perhaps so. I mean, but I'll pay at the pump.
Okay.
It could be a penny. I mean, you constantly putting gas in your car, trucks, diesel. You constantly, pay at the pump. That way we take these middle guys out of the arena. And with that Sue stuff, that should even be, if we have a true healthcare system set up to where we protect the American people regardless, whether from a gunshot wound or accident, because after all, we're on American soil. And the government should be responsible for the thing that's taking place on this land. Look, I'm going to hang up and listen, y'all. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Lord's blessings. Have a great day. Well, gas is one way that a number of states use to make sure that certain things are paid for in Louisiana. The state taps on about 21 cents per gallon of gas. So, but that's to keep our roads and highways fixed and repaired. So that's what that portion goes to. And the federal government puts on about another 16 to 18 cents for underground storage tank fees. So that gas is usually in the ground.
Yeah.
It goes up to the pump. And so there's that tank storage fee that is paid by all of us, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah.
So we're already up to about 40 cents a gallon of whatever we pay, whether that gas is $2.09 or $2.19 or $3.09 or more recently $3.14 or $3.79. About that's that much. So what Mark is suggesting is that we pay more. Now, how much would be enough to cover those insurance fees?
It'd be more than a penny.
I think it'd be more than a penny. I think it might be more than 10 cents. And I think we'd be looking at 15, 20 just to get things going without the insurance companies, because the insurance companies are taking on some risk. So it's not like I am all in for the insurance companies, but I do have auto insurance, home insurance, different kinds of insurances. And so they're betting that the money that you are paying them won't be used by you tapping into that for some time. And then when you do have something, whether it is chipped glass on the windshield or a fender bender or a total loss, that they've got to calculate that into how they set rates.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's other issues with how they set rates, of course, with zip codes and credit and all that kind of thing. But what do you think about Mark's idea?
Well, I think the call is not alone on being extremely frustrated with insurance, or, he's frustrated to the point to where he doesn't think there should be any insurance, or, as a replacement, the added tax, if you want to call it that, on gas or whatever. So he's not alone in that. I mean, it's, you're not going to ever get rid of insurance. It's too much involved, too much money involved. It's not going to happen. And, but yeah, I mean, maybe, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
But it's another tax.
Yeah.
Call it what you want, a tariff, a tax, or whatever, But, yeah, he has pretty, seems like he has pretty set ideas on it.
Yep. Well,
More
he
power to
he
it.
said he wasn't sure, but it sounded like he
he's
was sure.
He's sure. He's sure.
He sounded pretty sure to me.
Yeah, that's
So,
okay. Yeah, Mark. He sounded pretty sure to
he
me.
mentioned a name from the past, former Louisiana Insurance Commissioner
Jim.
Jim Brown was around.
Wow.
And
Not even Jim Donlin. He went back to Jim Brown.
Yeah, right. So that was in the 1980s that he came on the scene as a legislator and ran for governor and lost that race also in the 80s because Buddy Romer won that race. But then a little later, he got elected as insurance commissioner, and he stepped down because he lied to the FBI.
Yeah.
So, that's like the woman who lied to the FBI. She got convicted on that, but didn't get convicted on conspiracy. So, anyway, so he brought up a name haven't heard in some time.
Jim Brown.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jim Brown, who he called and who wouldn't return his calls. Yeah. So.
It kind of thinking about the Slammer story, I've always thought all along, I mean, I understand why, why they picked 18 wheelers, because you get more money, blah, 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 blah. But do I want to wake up every day and want to run into 18 wheelers?
Really? I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, it only takes one, okay?
Right.
To run into 18 wheelers.
Yeah.
To,
And you and you get hurt, but hopefully not hurt enough.
Yeah,
And the one guy did get hurt enough, but not really because he had back surgery he didn't need. Like,
but I mean, you wake up and that's your job every day. Well,
yeah,
gonna go run into some 18-wheelers.
Oh man, that's a heck of a living. All right, looks like Mark is back. What you got to say, Mark? You on with Will Sutton and Roe Brown.
All we did had insurance. I had insurance when insurance wasn't even mandatory. I was paying $50 a month when I was 20 years old.
Well, we didn't say you didn't have insurance. We didn't think that. No, we never thought that. Okay, I never assumed. I thought you did. That's why you were complaining, because you had it.
Yeah, because of how the system
that's
works.
all I wanted to say. Hey, y'all have a great one, man.
All right.
All right. See you, man. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. We know you had it because that's the way you were talking.
Unlike the people that the Kenner police chief was talking about, he was talking about insured motorists, and we're going to tow your car.
Yeah.
That wouldn't include you, Mark.
No.
It's just how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
how you feel about those things. So we get it. We get it. Absolutely get that. So no worries. Understand that quite a bit. So let's see. I wanted to mention that there were some other things going on, and since we were off air on Friday, and one of those is that a former police officer was found guilty of simple battery of his ex-wife, but acquitted on felony counts. So this was a Jefferson Parish jury acquitted the former New Orleans police officer on 5 felony charges. 5. That he severely beat his former wife, but found him guilty on a lesser charge of simple battery. So the guy's name is Larry King Jr., 53, charged with domestic abuse, battery with serious bodily injury, cruelty to the infirm, domestic abuse by strangulation, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm, and illegal use of a firearm, all felonies. But he was acquitted of those charges and instead found guilty on simple battery. That's a pretty big difference between those 5 felonies and simple battery. The jurors involved in this case downgraded one of the domestic abuse counts to find him guilty of a misdemeanor that carries no more than 6 months in jail. So, obviously there are layers to his story, her story, and the legal case. But sounds like it had been a bad relationship, and to say the least. And the woman accused he was accused of terrorizing and battering his ex-wife for years, even after suffering 3 strokes in a single year. After suffering 3 strokes, and that he pointed a gun at their daughter after the daughter confronted him about the abuse. But his attorney did a good job to come down off of all of those felonies down to a misdemeanor. That's a fascinating situation. He's going to be sentenced on April 1 and on a $35,000 bond. He was fired by the New Orleans Police Department in November after a 4-year investigation by the department's Public Integrity Bureau, and that they found that he had committed repeated violations over the years. So, tough situation, and his attorneys did a good job to get him to a misdemeanor. That's according to a report by Michelle
Sounds a lot worse.
Yeah.
Sounds like it
Boy.
should have gotten a lot more.
Wow. Yeah, but I'd love to know more about that case and how it moved from 5 felonies down to a misdemeanor, just to understand how much is too much, and to be convicted when somebody apparently was suffering that kind of abuse for years, and after 3 strokes.
Yeah.
So that was pretty crazy.
Sounds just plain old cruel and mean to me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I don't have any other way to put it.
I know. So again, on the ICE front, the TSA front, we have city and state leaders who've been responding to this and pushing for more help to reduce the wait time at the Louis Armstrong Airport. So this is the second time in a short period of time that we have had these long lines at security checkpoints. And of course, what we didn't say before, and we've said before on this show, but this is because of the partial federal government shutdown.
Right.
And so Congressman Carter was on Thursday talking about this to give it some context. The Democrats are trying to negotiate with the Republicans to make sure that ICE is not funded, and even if they are, that they have requirements for things like not wearing masks and wearing name badges or plates and things along those things lines, because frankly, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's been noticed at the our airport is there are ICE agents there now.
14.
Yeah. 14
yeah.
airports. Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
14 agents.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of cruelty, we were talking about the case you were talking about earlier. What's your take on, well, this is kind of a simple question, but I don't know if you talked about it because, maybe you didn't. Your president's reaction to the death of Robert Mueller.
Oh, Lord. That's a goodie. Well,
okay. It seems that, I recall the vice president of the United States saying publicly, out in the open, if you know someone who is not reacting, the way he should to the death of Charlie Kirk, call his employer. And I don't think any of those people said what he said about Robert Mueller's death.
Yeah. Well, and this happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
And what the president, well, first of all, Robert Mueller has had quite a reputation and has made a name for himself. And he's, go ahead.
After J. Edgar Hoover, he was the longest serving director of the FBI.
Yeah.
And of course, in retirement, I guess they pulled him out of retirement to do the Mueller investigation, investigating ties to Russia and the election.
Trump's
2016,
ties to Russia.
Trump's ties to Russia. And so, Robert Mueller was always a bad word to Donald Trump because of that.
Yeah, so on his social media site, the president of these United States, the president, wrote, Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people, exclamation point. That's a heck of a thing to say about anybody.
Yeah.
Even people you don't like. even people you don't like. I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad he's
Good.
dead.
I'm glad he's
Don't forget
dead.
that part. Good.
Wow.
I'm glad he's dead.
Wow. Wow. Well,
Oh,
you know, I want to give you some news context before we go to break. So this was news because of who Robert Mueller was during his life. And at different points in his life, significant roles he's played in the United States. So it certainly was worthy of news. No matter what you thought about him, these are very important roles.
Working
that he
through
played.
different presidents of different parties.
Absolutely.
So that means that both parties said, yeah, man,
He's a
he's
good
the guy. Okay.
He's a good guy. Eric Holder had a wonderful statement in tribute to him just soon after he died. But on Fox News, they covered the Mueller's death. They covered Mueller's death at least 6 times and maybe more. And guess what? Not a single time did they mention the president's comment.
But the Secretary of Treasury was on television yesterday saying people need to give President Trump more empathy after Trump posted that he was glad the guy was dead. I think that given what has been done to President Trump and his family, it is impossible for either of us to understand what he has been through.
And that's supposed to make up for good. I'm glad he's dead.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Woo! Come on. That's no sliding scale there. All right, folks, it's 8:51 a.m. If you got somewhere to be by 9, you got 9 minutes to get there, so take your time. Remember, our kiddos are still trying to get to school, some of them, and so be safe around those school zones. Speed limits of 20 miles per hour. We got a few more minutes with you before we get out of the way and have the front porch follow on WBOK. Ro, what's that phone number?
504-582-9422.
You're listening to WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month from the Community Scientist and Rise St. James. This month's focus is polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs, formed when fuels like oil, gas, wood, or trash are burned. These chemicals can enter the air we breathe and settle into our soil and water. Many PAHs are known carcinogens, adding to the health burdens faced by communities living near industry. Learn how to protect your health at risestjames.org.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Losing a loved one is tough enough. Do you really want your family dealing with court battles and paperwork on top of it?
Whether you choose a will or a trust, think ahead. Take care of your family. Let them focus on healing instead of headaches. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Some other big news just recently, and I wanted to get to that. Those of you all who are Pelicans fans, music fans, entertainment fans, you've probably been to the Smoothie King 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 times or more, and you've gotten to know the facility. But through the years, there's been conversations about how long will it last, just as there has been over the Superdome. 50 years old, and it's still there, even though people said it should be demolished. It's too old, but the renovations keep getting made, and well enough that the NFL wants to host Super Bowls here. Yep. So that's something to say. So now we have some big news about renovating the Smoothie King Center.
Well, when it's time to renegotiate the lease with your professional teams, they talk about upgrading the stadium or just giving them a new stadium or a new place to play. And in this case, it's the Smoothie King Center with the New Orleans Pelicans. Their lease is up, I think, in 2029. And so they need some things, they feel, some improvements to the building in order to compete with the rest of the National Basketball Association. Chief among them would be renovating the place to where they would have 2,000 more lower bowl seats. Now, those are the expensive seats. There are two ways that they feel like they make a lot of their money and make most of their money. And it's, the more expensive seats, the lower bowl seats closest to the court. That's what you're talking about. The Pelicans have the least amount of lower bowl seats of any arena in the National Basketball Association. They have the least amount of lower bowl seats in any franchise in the National Basketball Association.
Really?
And so they want to increase those by about 2,100 seats. They also it's suites where they make their money and everything. That's why, if you look at the Superdome, when they did the work on the Superdome, they added those suites on the floor in the end zone on that end. And, that's how they feel they make more money. And there's a lot of things. There's a lot more upgrades and that sort of thing. Be VIP club lounges and, new sideline clubs. And, there's additional parking and, all kinds of things that what they think that makes it easier for them to compete with the rest of the National Basketball Association. And that's what's going on. So and nothing's been approved or anything.
Well, that's what
they got plans. These are all plans at this point. Nothing's been approved or anything by anybody. It's just that, they've kind of released, the way that they release these things a little bit at a time. They've, released how they think they'd like it to look and what it would do and how it would enhance the experience for the paying customer and all that good stuff.
Wow. Well, it looks beautiful.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be nice.
Not $100,000 project.
No, I'm sure it'll be nice.
So it's proposed. Looks great. Something's got to happen, and it's a proposal, but no approval yet. So
no,
we'll be watching that.
Not even close to that
yet.
Yeah. No.
Yep. But good to see they're doing more than talking about tearing it down, moving it, or whatever. So there's a renovation is possible to keep it. Hey, look, folks, it's 8:59 a.m. We're at the end of the Good Morning Show. You're listening to Will Sutton and Ro Brown. Up next on the WBOK, on the front porch, Kimber White Dupree will be on the front porch, and kicking it off will be Brandon Adams and Kennedy Shanks. So stay tuned right here, and stay tuned to hear Tabitha Smiley and Gerard Stevens on the reality check. This is WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Have you heard the secret of what New Orleans is talking about? I promise everything will be okay if you're listening here on the airwaves. It's that WBOK 12:30 a.m.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. A Texas law restricting certain drag performances is now in effect. It was passed in 2023 by State Senator Brian Hughes.
Drag shows are sexually explicit and expose children to issues of sexuality and identity that should be reserved for adults.
A federal appeals court allowed enforcement to begin while the lawsuit continues. Tuskegee University head men's basketball coach Benji Taylor is